What's up, Sneaky Beavers? It's Assassin. I hope you're all having a great day so far. Just wanted to put together a very quick video to go over the loadouts that you should be using in Season 2, specifically when it comes to ranked play. In Season 1, we had a lot of different metas in terms of the attachments that you should be using on the best 2 guns in the game. That seems to have settled down a little bit now, and there's a general consensus over which attachments you should be using, so I just want to run through that with you today. Now, when it comes to rank play, there are only 2 weapons that you should be using. That's the M15 assault rifle and the Dravec 45 submachine gun. Sniper rifle is in the game, obviously you can use it in Search and Destroy. We're not going to go over that in today's video because you cannot run any attachments on it. So taking a look at the M15 class first, the perks are obviously the same on both loadouts: flak jacket, fast hands, dexterity and ninja. Some people are, instead of using fast hands, they're running tech mask. I don't know how to feel about that. Personally, I prefer having the ability to chuck my nades as quick as possible. Pistol obviously has no attachments on it. Trophy, stun, Semtex. I do run a frag grenade if I'm playing Search and Destroy. So onto the M15 then, let's take a quick look, and the general consensus is to set it up as you can see on the screen. So the optic everyone is running is the Lethal Tools ELO. Some people have been running it with just the iron sight. We'll go over what they've been doing in just a second. As of a couple of days ago, the muzzles have all been banned, so you cannot use the muzzle brake to control vertical recoil anymore. 16.5 fusion barrel is the barrel of choice. Some people are now using the 20-inch Delta F2 barrel. Again, I just prefer having that little bit extra damage range, especially when it comes to sort of long lines of sight. I'm thinking top solar on exposure, for example. You just want that little bit of extra range to hit your shots and drop the enemy quickly. People who aren't using the optic and the underbarrel, they're going either for the axis shift vertical foregrip. Again, this controls horizontal recoil control, so it makes it a lot easier to control your aim. Or they are using the iron hold angle grip to eradicate all aiming idle sway. The gun basically does not move when you're aiming down the sight. Rear grip is the hex cut for just the improved ADS speed and sort of slide and dive to fire speed all across the board. Some people are preferring the contraband grip if they're struggling with your aim, and I would suggest doing the same if you're missing your shots a little bit. Just throw that on for a few games, get your shot back nice and warm, and then switch back to the hex cut. 1 to 3v stock for that aim walking movement speed. I was completely against running this when the game first came out, and for most of Season 1 as well. And I was getting annihilated. My placement matches, I struggled. I was struggling online. I was struggling in CMGs. Genuinely, as soon as I put on this stock, it's like I became a different player overnight. You have to be running the 1 to 3v stock. Some people are using the intervention stock for the added flinch resistance. I don't think that's particularly necessary. The 1 to 3v stock is the absolute go-to. And then as for fire mods, you want to be using the buffer recoil springs just to bring that recoil a little bit back under control. There's no need to use the overpressured. Frankly, buffer spring is the way to go. Onto the Dravec now, and that's changed a little bit from my meta class video from a few weeks ago. That was back in Season 1, and I was recommending people use the 30-round front gate fast loader. Now, this is something that at the time that that video went out was being used by the likes of Shotzi, by BZ, by Hydra, etc. They're not using that anymore, and instead they are using the either 45 caliber overpressured or recoil springs fire mods. Rapid fire is gone, thank goodness. And the only other thing that is up for debate, I like running the Hawker Stabilizer Mark II, just for improved recoil control. Other people are running the Hawker Hybrid 45 for the improved hip fire spread. It's just down to personal preference. If you're going to be right in people's faces, feel free to throw this one on, especially if you feel like you can control the recoil. If you're a little bit of a slower player like myself, I do tend to sit back a little bit more, then run the Stabilizer grip. Don't bother with a Hawker Series 45. Vertical recoil control is okay, but frankly the kick reset and the first shot recoil control is more important, because it's far easier to just pull down on your stick or your mouse to control vertical recoil than it is to deal with horizontal. 14-inch verse barrel, again for that damage range and bullet velocity. Herald Z1 rear grip is basically the same as the hex cut from the M15. Again, Serval Q step stock. Hey look, it improves aiming and walking movement speed, just like the one on the M15. And that pretty much does it, guys. These are the two guns you should be using. These are the setups that you need to be rocking. Again, there are no attachments on the pistol, so you don't need to bother with that. Next couple of videos, we are going to be talking about some hardpoint tips, as well as what to do if you're currently hard stuck in silver, if you're struggling to win your games. Don't worry, I've got a tip video coming out just for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something new and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.